Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Mother's House Podcast, and I am DESHAUN.
What's going on? My name is Corey. Peace to the family. What's up, cuzzo?
No, what's up with you?
Man, trying to get these podcasts jumping, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Promoting on Black Spot, so y'all can definitely follow us on Black Spot.
Shout out to Black Spot. The Black Spot.
So we out here, we working, we hustling, trying to get y'all to see us, recognize, making a lot of noise over here.
So I heard Charlemagne and DJ Envy was acting up today.
Oh man, they were acting up today on that interview with Amara the Negra, the young lady, your young beautiful dark skinned sister from Dominican Republic, and she's is she a rapper or a singer?
Artist.
An artist. But she's from Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And she came on the Breakfast Club, to kind of promote herself, promote her brand, and also speak to the issue of colorism within the Latin Caribbean community. And you got Charlemagne the God.
Acting brand new and shit.
God body himself. Playing dumb like he don't know what color.
Right, like were they joking? What, do you think they were playing like that?
No. I think it was one Charlemagne. I think DJ Envy is just that ignorant. He just dumb like that. And DJ Envy always asks like the dumbest questions. That's why Angela Yee just kind of sat there and let them be dumb. She was like, y'all acting like y'all don't know. We just had a discussion about this. She kind of called them out. We just talked about this not that long ago with some other Afro-Latinas.
Right.
And now y'all acting brand new all of a sudden. Well, she was like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I already gave y'all a warning. Y'all go ahead. And they continue to be willfully ignorant.
Right. It looked, to me, it looked kind of bad. Like, even for them. It was kind of like, how? Because y'all done traveled the world and seen all types of people. Y'all based out of New York. I mean, damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no dark-skinned Caribbean people in New York, right? Like, none.
It's like,
You never seen a dark-skinned Puerto Rican. You never seen a dark-skinned Dominican. You never seen a dark-skinned... Like, they don't just live in the island. They live all over the country.
all right, and it's like, and they should know better, though, because they've been all over the country.
Right. And outside the country.
Right, like, I thought they were a culture. They came off like they were some hicks who never left the block.
That's them hanging around them white hipsters too much. That's what it is. That you get too comfortable with them white hipsters, you start thinking and talking and having talking points past them. Charlemagne the God he ain't dumb. And this is the thing. Charlemagne the God ain't dumb. He did this because he knows it's going to trend.
You think he did it on purpose?
I think he willfully did this, so he knows it's going to trend. He's going to come back tomorrow or the next day after that and do an apology about it and give himself Dunk of the Day, and he's going to bring some Afro-Latinas or some, bring Cardi B up there to explain to him them all over again about, colorism and racism in other countries.
If he does that, he whack, and we should really troll him. Like, you did all that just to, like, for what? For ratings?
For ratings. He thought it was a strategic move.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. He just had him and on Brilliant Idiots, they just did a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just did a show, I'll say sometime last year, where they brought some Afro-Latina women during the whole Cardi B thing, and they were doing that same ignorant shit. And so he brought Afro-Latina women up there, and he was silent in the conversation. Granted, Schultz is a white idiot. He's just stupid. He's a stupid white guy. So Charlemagne the God was listening and understanding their problems. But throughout this whole interview, he was like, I don't get it. I don't understand. You got Cardi B. What he said? He said, you got SZA out here popping. You got, what's the other girl? He said he used 2 black women, dark-skinned black women.
Did he say her?
Who was it? Issa Rae and SZA out here popping, and you acting like you can't pop over here. And she was like, kept on saying, no, I'm talking about the Latin American market. But granted, when they were doing all that, I was like, well, black women in the American market still ain't getting enough jobs. They get paid $80,000 You know what I'm saying? They get paid significantly less than black men and women in entertainment. So what the hell y'all talking about?
That's crazy. I'm sorry. I still can't wrap my head around that one. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
how the hell do you get paid? Yeah. I don't get it either, cuz I don't. But back to Charlemagne ass and the Breakfast Club. Well, we already know it's a trash ass show. They not consistent. How are you gonna have a book called Black Privilege, but that black privilege only reflects to what? Just black people in America? What we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to rich and push black privilege and the power of being black?
Right. I forgot he wrote that damn book.
Huh?
So I forgot he wrote that damn book.
Yeah. You just writing that book just to get a check. Like, what we doing? What are we doing here? Are we pushing culture forward? Or are we regressing back to the same bullshit that we doing?
Right. Or are we getting in higher places and acting like we don't know what the people down at the bottom go through?
This is the thing, man. All right.
Like you forgetting where you came from.
Exactly. You forget where you come from. You get so comfortable, like I said, you get so comfortable with white people, white faces, white spaces, you forget that, the people who are feeling it the most, the people that are catching the most across the globe are darker skinned people.
And my thing is, even if that was the first time they had heard of that, to then act like it's so like unheard of, like why is that so hard to believe?
Right. Like, I didn't get that, man. They could have just shut up and let her go through her whole spiel.
That's why I was like, are they just acting like this? Or, like, what? Something ain't right.
It's all about ratings, man.
Right. Angela Lee was just sitting there trying to make sense of everything.
There ain't no point into making sense of it because it's senseless. You dig what I mean? It made black men look dumb as fuck. Right.
That
would piss me off even more. It's like you making black men look dumb and insensitive as hell.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, how in the hell do we look saying to a black woman who is telling you her pain, her issues, with her image, with her beauty, in the context of what entertainment and media is projecting and telling them? In order to get this role, you got to be a rapist, a rape victim, a slave, a gangster, a prostitute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're telling you these things, and you act dumb to it. And saying, but it ain't that hard for SZA. It's not that hard for Issa Rae. You got to understand. This is what I don't like about these celebrities and these elitist mentality people. Charlemagne the God, he's a celebrity. That's what he is.
Right.
He's a celebrity now, right? The privilege of the mighty few does not reflect the large majority.
Right.
You
Never.
Black, you talk about Issa Rae, you talk about SZA, yes. They got out of the situation where they can make moves. But the large majority of young black boys and young black girls who are trying to get into the entertainment business and trying to get in the entertainment industry are suffering and getting those same roles, telling them you have to play this, you got to go through this to get to that, you got to do this to get there. You know what I'm saying? Just because they can make it doesn't mean everybody gonna make it, because it's a matrix game.
And you don't know what they did to get where they at. Shit.
Exactly.
But yeah, and she just kept, and it got annoying at one point. It's like, damn, why they can't get this? Like, I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? She kept explaining it, and then explaining it in another way, and then in another way, and then in another way. I was like, well, goddamn, why? What is it not to get?
What is it not to get? And then what it was, they drawed it out so damn.
Right. Like, when I saw the interview, I was like, oh, okay, she must be talking about a lot of stuff. No, she just kept going to that circle with them.
You know what I'm saying? And then they never even really talked about her music when they got to her music.
Right. Like, that was a bad interview.
This is the thing. When they got to her talking about her music, and she was like, yes, I want to, I'm Caribbean, Dominican, so I want to, integrate my Caribbean flavor, the Latin music with, what I'm doing here in America. but I really want to get bigged up in Latin America. Well, you know, so it's really that bad in Latin America?
Right.
Like,
When
they
they
still
put
do
it,
that there? Like, why is that surprising? Motherfuckers are bleaching their skin in Jamaica.
I just can't believe they don't know that. Like they're too well traveled to not be knowing stuff like that. Like, you ain't gotta know everything, but at least when a person tells you something, you can't act like, oh my gosh.
It's not like
That was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. Not even that. It's the fact that we know y'all know better because y'all have people up here who explained the same shit she was doing. It wasn't like she saying something new that nobody else had came up to tell y'all before.
And then it's dark, black looking Latin people who live in America, like live in the States.
In New York.
Like, it's famous ones. Christina Milian, what's his name? Lance Alonso, him.
Lance Alonso, Christina
Rosario Dawson. It's a lot of them.
A lot of you even had the girl from Orange and New Black who was up there. She says, I'm a Dominican, but I'm a black woman. She explained that whole thing to y'all. Y'all went through the whole spiel with her. Now y'all going through the whole spiel with Amara, Negra, acting like y'all don't know. But when Cardi B's out here doing what she doing, she's us. She's one of us. Yes, she's one of us.
Trina is Allen.
Who?
Trina,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Rihanna's Islander. She's from the Caribbean.
Nicki Minaj.
Like, bro, come on, y'all ain't dumb, idiotic. Now we do need to see more darker skinned black women on the scene in industry, because it does a great representation. It motivates young black girls. We need that. You know what I mean? But let's not don't get it conflated. Even when there's an interview with old girl, when Charlemagne the God at the end, he did tell her, like, you know, this is all still from white supremacy and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, I don't want to put all that blame on white men. Colorism comes from white supremacy.
But at the same time, shit, when people like Charlemagne and Envy acting like that,
it perpetuates. This is the thing. It started from white supremacy and it continued to be perpetuated by ignorance of black men. That's what it is. And not just black men, black women too. You got some black women, you know what I'm saying? They conflate their lines too. The people, black people do it.
right?
You know?
So yeah, that was crazy. But I wish her much success. I think she's gonna be really big.
I think she's gonna go someplace. Interesting enough that you know, she was talking about the story about her trying to get roles in the Latin entertainment markets, right? And then she got a role for Superfly. Now, I don't really remember Superfly. I ain't really watched Superfly like that, but I could have sworn Superfly is about a pimp, ain't it?
Oh, that's like the 70s, right?
Yes, I think Superfly is about a pimp.
Yeah, and I know they said they filmed it in Atlanta, but it's like, I don't know, shit. But yeah, I can't. I'll end up lying.
I can't say for sure or for certain, but I don't think that's a good role to try to be like, you know, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Out of the stigma of being a dark-skinned woman and have to play these certain type of roles. You know what I mean?
Right.
It took Viola Davis years to get to Get Away with Murder. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It took Lupita Nyong'o years to get to 12 Years a Slave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all the racist bullshit she had to go through. Black women have it hard. Dark-skinned black women have it hard in the entertainment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you acting like it doesn't happen.
Yeah, to act like it's just so, like, oblivious. Like, what? What are you talking about? That was fine. Yeah, that wasn't cool.
See, I've been on this campaign lately because about, you know, the neglect we give to these children. But when I think about it, right, if we gonna go around and say Mother Earth, right? Mother Earth is a representation of black women, right? Mm-hmm. we're gonna go around saying that the mother is the representation of black women. The word mother, mothers, black women are mothers to these young black children, right? Mm-hmm. We can't uplift the black children. We disrespecting the black woman.
Right, that's very true. They work hand in hand. Mm-hmm.
You can't uplift the children. You can't empower the children. You can't be about.
Let the fuck go of my head, Michelle. What the fuck is wrong, bitch? Get the fuck, bitch, you out of the group.
You can't uplift the children. You can't empower the children. You can't be about family. Like, I saw another thing when Kevin McCall was saying about,
I think I saw that too.
Kevin McCall is.
Yeah.
Kevin McCall said something to the fact that, black women not necessarily they need to stop working. I don't know what the hell he was trying to say. But he's so ignorant he couldn't get off what he was trying to say. He was saying something to the fact that black women need to stop worrying about their careers and what did he say? Careers that white men give you, and be more about your black families. You know what I'm saying? I get what he was trying to say. I don't even get what he's trying to say. Because you acting like black women ain't always fucking worked.
That's the thing, like...
Black women always work, even if they had a husband in the house, a black mom and a black dad would go pay they both asses to work.
Right, like most of the women in my family were that I know of. The only person who didn't work was, I think my dad's mom didn't work.
Mother went to work.
Mother worked.
You know what I mean? Our grandmother worked. Black women work and still raise.
But the majority of black women definitely did work.
Yes. So that's not a big far-fetched thing. So for him to say, black women should be worked and you need to stop worrying about their careers and start worrying about, their families. Like, well, and so you're trying to say like black men don't need to be worried about their families and just go get this money? Well, we supposed to provide and protect that whole narrative. Well, the child needs your presence there as well, so you need to be there just as much as the mother.
So, but do you think he was trying to say that black women need to not worry about working so much and worry more about being a housewife and stay-at-home mom?
I think he was injecting his personal issues with his family and his mom. Because he was saying something to the fact that his mom always working. He don't want his wife to have to do that because his mom wasn't there for him. I'm like, okay, that's your personal struggle and right with your mother, right? And that's a lot of these situations when it comes to black men and black women. When they have a particular issue, it's something to do with daddy issues or dealing with motherhood issues.
It always stems back to their childhood.
It always leads back to your childhood. Now, I think we all want to get our own. You know what I'm saying? We all don't want to be working with a white person. We all don't want to have to go to these white jobs.
Right, most definitely. That's the dream.
Guess who own the bills? White people. Guess who's going to shut out your lights? A white engineer. You know what I'm saying? If you don't pay these bills, you don't pay these lights, you don't go to the grocery store, children won't eat. Y'all not out here growing food to eat in your yards. Y'all don't have farms. So, you going to tell a black woman not to work?
Right. It's just not realistic.
It's not realistic.
Usually, not sometimes it is, but for the most part, it doesn't really work.
No. Unless you got a good situation going on.
Right, unless you got a good situation, exactly.
So how can, this is why I don't like about some, they've been trying to inject their personal lifestyle, their personal life that they're doing, because they probably been out of, out of poverty for such a certain amount of years or a long time. Like, there's a lot of celebrities who've been out of, being in poverty or being where we're at, not necessarily poverty, but, struggling for over 20 years, and they're acting like they can't feel it. They lose touch of what everyday folks go through.
Right,
so
they do.
And now us look to them to give us perspective what the fuck we need to do. That's the problem.
Right. Because they obviously don't know. It's like they're in another class.
Yeah. Like they on a whole nother world. Don't get me wrong, wealthy people catch hell too by racism and structural, all this shit. Look at them, the pay gap with the whole
black actresses.
with Tracy Ellis Ross and Anthony Anderson or Monique in them. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Like,
but you know, that story about, it wasn't Tracy Ellis Ross versus Anthony Anderson, so that story was false.
that was false. Yes, we gotta keep that up. It wasn't Tracy Ellis Ross mad at Anthony Anderson because he was making more money than her.
Right.
She was like, he should get more money because he's like, they're gonna put those in your right. I just want to get paid more, and it's about, I'm not getting, I'm in renegotiation process.
Right.
But, motherfuckers, it's just interesting to me. But Charlemagne the God, that's whack. That's my fast food spins. I know you're gonna come back and do an apology. Yeah, I already see it. Do I hate Charlemagne the God? No, I still respect the man. I just don't respect that move and some of his movements. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. Like, I don't know if it was, I don't know. It was just weird.
It was just whack. It was whack.
I thought he was more honest than that. I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. If he is doing that just for, like, buzz, like, I thought he was a little bit more sincere than that. And then if he's not doing it for buzz, then it's like, really?
You that confused and you
that out of touch?
And that's probably what it really is. It probably all down to him being that out of touch, which I don't. I think he's really smart. He got a beautiful black wife. He got beautiful black children. He acting like he didn't experience colorism growing up. He be on DJ Envy ads, calling him Wonder Bread, Bird, urine color. You know what I'm saying?
Not urine color.
That's colorism. Even if it's done to a light-skinned person, that's still colorism. And DJ Envy, he said something smart back to him, and Charlemagne like, whoa, you can't say that to me. But
maybe.
Colorism.
But you know what? Maybe Charlemagne, maybe he doesn't want to talk about that stuff because maybe he's sensitive about it, and maybe he tries to block it out his mind. Because he didn't. Remember, he got his face, he got his skin taken care of and everything. So maybe that's what it is.
That's probably what it is. And then, a lot of people say he bleached his skin.
Right. So maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
But before we get off, cause I know growing up in Atlanta, I didn't like Atlanta is filled with a whole bunch of black people, right? It always been kind of like that. It's always been black folks in Atlanta. A lot more now, but it always been black folks in Atlanta. Different shades, different colors. You know what I mean? So, colorism, as far as for me as a young black male in Atlanta, I didn't really got hit with it. One, I'm light skinned, but I still I didn't recognize myself as light skinned. I'm just like, I'm a brother, I'm a black man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I didn't really see it that much in Atlanta. From my peers or from my classmates, or they were like, "Oh, look, Corey with his pretty hair." You know what I'm saying? I never got that good hair talk.
Nigga, you ain't got good hair.
Exactly. I never got that. You know what I mean? And, but it didn't really affect me. But did you notice it in Savannah, Shawnee, when you was growing up?
I never got or felt teased. Not about my complexion. My complexion was never an issue.
But did you see other people? Did you see like your classmates or other people who were like dark skinned or light skinned, people teasing them, getting on them about it?
I might have saw it sometimes. I might have saw it a couple times. But I'm dark skinned, but I'm not real dark skinned. Nothing against real dark skinned people, but I'm like a dark brown. So maybe because I'm like right in the middle, I don't really get, I didn't get the brunt of the complexion ridicule. I've heard people joke, like, say light skinned people are, something else, like, oh, you Puerto Rican, are you something? And then dark skinned people like, oh shit, you dark as fuck. Like, yeah, so.
But I did get
your black ass.
Yeah, but I never got teased and saying, hey, oh, you might be Puerto Rican. Like, I never got that until you and Devin did that. But y'all ain't did that until we got older. It was funny. But other than Devin called Courtney a white boy, he was like Courtney really like. But colorism is a real serious issue because it does play an image of self-hatred and destruction to the psyche and empowerment of black people.
Right.
And it's a global, like, there's like the girl from on Black Panther, DESHAUN, Letitia Wright, the girl who's playing Black Panther's sister. Mm-hmm. She's from South America. She's from Guyana.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're black people across the globe.
Right. Most definitely.
They're black
of
Asians.
course.
They're black, a lot of Thailand
everywhere.
people, like a lot of Filipino women, people look just like you and me.
Oh yeah.
So be that ignorant. It's stupid.
Right.
But we ain't gonna continue to be the head, you know, keep saying the same shit. We ain't about to keep going in circles like they did on there. So y'all just hit us up in the comment section. Tell us how y'all feel about this, what y'all think. Charlemagne out of line, is the Breakfast Club out of line, or y'all just don't get it neither. You know, just let us know in the comment section. You know, share y'all color. You know, if y'all dealing with colorism or issues today. Like, it's 2018. I think that was Charlemagne kept on saying, like, it's 2018. Why are we still dealing with colorism?
I told you he didn't want to talk about it. It's a sensitive issue for him. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's probably a big issue with him. Mm-hmm. And the best way for him to come off sincere, for him to come out and say that, be like, I'm still battling colorism today, guys. I'm sorry. That's why I was being insensitive. You know, but he ain't gonna do that.
Right.
But anyway, let's build in the comment section, y'all. All right. Definitely hit us up. Follow us on Black Spot, Facebook, Instagram, Mother's House Podcast. We everywhere, y'all. You got any last word, cuz?
Peace out.
Peace.
I will not raise my daughter differently than my mother raised me. The rearing I got from my mother, words cannot express. I could live in any time, I could live in any country, I could live on any planet, and I would be fine.
What was the key? What did your mother know? What truth was coming through your mother that's going to come through you to your daughter?
My mother gave us aphorisms to learn as children. And there are two that stand out foremost in my mind. One is, the inner reality creates the outer form. I learned this when I was in grade school. I was very young. And the other is, the universe bears no ill to me. I bear no ill to it.